Hello everyone, welcome to another video about how to emulate next-gen Amigas on any system that you might have running Windows, Linux, or Mac OS using QEMU and my tool called Kyvos that is a front end that helps users set up the QEMU virtual machines much easier, especially for MorphOS, AmigaOS 4, and Aeros. Today, I would like to talk to you about the new version of Kyvos 2.2.0 that is going to be released soon, and to show you some of the new features that I implemented. First of all, I would like to say that from this version, Kyvos is supporting MorphOS 3.20 that was released. And as you can see, you can come into the morphos-team.net website and download the ISO live CD image from here. I already did that and I put it inside the VMs folder required. If you don't know what this folder is, please have a look in the previous videos that I created of how I set up my files in my hard disk of this computer and what the required folder is about. So here I have the MorphOS 319, the previous version that was supported by Kyvos, and MorphOS 320. Now, this change, supporting the latest version of MorphOS, is only added in Kyvos version 2. The older version of Kyvos version 1.8.2 doesn't support it, like what I'm going to show you today, but it is possible to use that as well. So MorphOS 3.20 ISO is here. And what I'm going to do is to create a new setup on Kyvos. So automatic MorphOS 220 2, sorry, 320. And I'm going to select this system, create, and it recognizes the ISO that it is the correct one, creates all the files for MorphOS, for the MorphOS virtual machine, and it works. When we start, it's going to boot from the ISO. As we did with the on the video that I showed you how to set up the and install MorphOS in a virtual machine. If you haven't seen that video, I'm going to link it so you can have a look for all the steps that you need to take to run MorphOS on a virtual machine on QEMU. So I'm not going to repeat that process, but as you can see, the setup already started, so it is booting with the latest version of MorphOS. Now, the other thing that I created is a new window that has to do with the kickstart.zip file and a way to manipulate it in an easy way. So this is useful, especially if you need to add or change the drivers that are coming that are used for AmigaOS 4 to boot the system, and that can add extra features. So this is one of the systems that I created in one of the previous videos. If you haven't seen that, please, I will link the video here. So that is the AmigaOS 4 that is running on an emulated Amiga 1 XE. If I recall correctly, we can remove that ISO from here, but this was set up using the automated way of setting of installing AmigaOS 4 into a virtual machine. Um, So this is going to have all the updates applied and boots from the hard disk. That is the perfect candidate to show you the new feature about the Kickstart. So if I will try here and change to use ati-vga, you will see that this system is not going to boot because the ati-vga driver that this has, and which is included with the original AmigaOS 4.1 ISO, doesn't support QEMU. So what we need to make it work is a newer driver that was created by Zoltan Balaton. This is going to be downloaded in this URL here. And if you go to this website, I will link that URL in the description. You can go here at this link that says AmigaOS driver for QEMU ati-vga. So we will download that, and I will put it inside the VMs and required here. Perfect. So just because I downloaded that, it is not going to work, but we need to add it inside the kickstart.zip file. The kickstart.zip file that is used is inside the folder for this virtual machine, which is here. You can do it manually. Just open the zip file, add the files, and save it again as zip file. Or you can use the new feature from Kyvos, that is this new menu item that says Kickstart Edit. As soon as you have a selected VM on the left sidebar, that will also link or pre-select the Kickstart file for this VM. So you don't need to do anything here, edit, and that will open a new screen where you see all the modules that are used in that Kickstart file. You will see which modules are enabled by this checkbox at the first column, the name of the module, and the versions of these modules. And you can also see some modules that are not enabled. What you can do here is either enable or disable a module. You can do it also from these buttons, disable, enable, on the right side. You can add new modules or remove them. So that's what we are going to do right now. So I'm going where I saved this QEMU ati-vga driver. I'm going to extract that, and that's the chip at the region. So here, as you can see, there is already such a driver, but this is the older one that is not supporting QEMU. So what I'm going to do is to add that file. You can do it with drag and drop into that list here, like that. And you will see that it automatically changed the, um, the version. Or you could use add and go to that folder, VMs, required, QEMU, like that. And that's also going to add it. Now, just when you select drivers, devices like that, and you drag and drop them into the window, if that exists in the list, it's going to put it in the same position. If that doesn't exist, and I can show you that later, the new devices are going to be added at the end of the list. Now, the order of these devices is necessary because we have to take care of the order because that's the order that the kick layout file has them in the text. And if you move up or down a device, that might change the way that it is used. So right now, what I'm going to do is I added a new ATI-Radeon chip device driver. So I'm going to save it. And what it did is, you can see it right now, open here. It created a backup file for the previous kickstart and created a new kickstart zip file, which contains the newer version of the ATI device. So if I'm not wrong, if I start it right now, you will see that the device is working fine and we can boot with AmigaOS 4. That is also useful if we want to add new features that I'm going to present in a few seconds. So now we have a newer version of the ati-vga. As you can see at the header, it says QEMU ati-vga. These artifacts that you can see with the black boxes is a known error that if you change, let me see, if we go to screen mode and change that resolution to 32-bit, like that, and use, these problems are gone. Or you will have to go to GUI and disable the compositing effects. So that also removes those errors. So let's see what we can do to add new devices. If we go, there are some extra uh, devices about the new devices that emulate SCSI hard disk controllers. Uh, that is provided in this website on GitHub, in this repository that is created by DERS, the virtual SCSI device. I'm going to download the latest version, this one here, again inside the required folder. This URL, I'm going to put this URL as well in the comments so you can find it easily. So here we have the archive. Let's see. Okay, it extracts. And here we have two devices, the debug and the non-debug one. And for this device, if you check the configuration here, it says that you need to put these files inside the kickstart.zip file, the archive that you are using with QEMU, and also it mentions that you need to disk boot, to edit the disk boot config and add this line. Now, Kyvos does that automatically for you. So for us to use it, what we need to go is kickstart edit. We have the kickstart zip file for this virtual machine, so it is the correct one. Of course, from there you can select any kickstart zip file that you want to edit. And now we can copy this file into here, into this list, drag and drop. And I'm going to move it up close to the other devices that are related with hard disks. So here. Now, if you don't want to use any of these devices, you can disable them like that or enable them. That is going to put a semicolon at the start of these modules inside the kick layout, so they are not going to be used. That might also speed up a little bit the boot of your system. So I already have the virtual SCSI here, save it. Okay. And I'm going to select this hard disk as a SCSI one. So here you can see these checkboxes. This is also a new feature from Kyvos version 2.2.0. You can set any of these devices as SCSI devices. Now, Kyvos doesn't check if you have the right device inside your kickstart. So if you don't put the device as I did on your Kickstart archive, this is not going to work. So have that in mind. Save changes, and if everything goes well, I'm going to enable the serial output so I can see if the SCSI device is read. So as you can see here, virtio SCSI, this is already loaded. And on this side, if everything goes well, we are in our system. So that's how easy you can edit right now with Kyvos the kickstart.zip file. Have in mind, though, that if you select a SCSI CD image and you set it as a SCSI1, that doesn't support right now booting from that image. Maybe it is not supported. I don't know what is the problem there, but you can mount CD images as SCSI, and you can see them correctly in your operating system, but that doesn't work as a boot image. The other new feature that was added in Kyvos 2.2.0 is support for virtio 9PFS. That is quite useful if you want to share a folder from your host machine into the AmigaOS 4. So what I'm going to do is to go here in my VMs and create a new folder named share. Okay. For the 9PFS to work, you have to download from the devs, from this GitHub repository of devs. He created also this handler from the releases, the new virtio 9PFS handler. So what I'm going to do is download this LHA file. Now, this is not used as the previous devices. You have to install it inside the OS. So to install that device in AmigaOS 4, I have to copy these files in there. So right now, I'm going to do the following. I can't enable the virtio 9PFS because I don't have the device here, the handler, but I'm going to use the USB path. So I'm going to create also another folder here, USB share. I will take from the required, the handler that I just downloaded and move it in USB share. Okay. And I'm going to use that as a USB on AmigaOS 4. So other VMs, USB share, open and save. That's one more way to share files in AmigaOS 4. And that way works fine on MorphOS as well. That also has a restriction from QEMU that it works if the content of the folder is less than 500 megabytes. So let me start my system. And as soon as it starts, I should see that folder mounted as a USB on my computer. And it is there. Let me fix the resolution again. Like that, save, use, okay. And you can see here the QEMU file. I will show you how you can show all files, how you can install it. So in RAM, I will extract it. And it has an install .sh script that can do the installation for you. For me, I would like to do it manually. So what I'm going to do is open the system, show all files, and here I will copy the virtio 9pfs handler inside L. After that, I'm going to open devs, those drivers, and I'm going to copy here the shared folder, the shared file, like that. Show all files. Now the shared file is just a text script that creates the shared mounting, the handler, calls the handler, the virtio 9pfs handler, and creates the shared connection in from the environment, the virtual machine, to the host. Now, what I like to do is go here and select information, and I will copy that icon because I like that better. And here for the tool, I will change that to mount. And also, I will add a new record in tool types that will say activate equals to 0. What that actually does is when you boot your machine, it's not going to use that handler automatically, and you will not have the shared folder already on your desktop. But as soon as you call it, it's going to work. So from here, I will save it, and I will close this virtual machine. I will clear that USB share, and I will add another for the shared folder. And let me add something there so we can know that it is working. So the shared folder doesn't have anything. I will add all these files in there just for us to see that it is working. Now, with the 9pfs, you don't have that restriction of the size of the folder, how many megabytes it contains. Save changes, as I set it here, and start the virtual machine. So right now, we should see nothing changing in the workbench. But as soon as we try to access the shared mount, either from the cell or anywhere else, we will see a new hard disk showing up. That should contain the files that we copied in there. Now, if we delete something like that, select this and delete them, as you can see, the folder here, they are deleted already. And we can put new files in that folder. Let's say I copy that. Already there. Here it is. So that's the benefit of the 9pfs, because you can copy files from both sides, from the host machine and the virtual machine. That works only for AmigaOS 4 because the driver is only set up for AmigaOS 4. And it is not enabled for MorphOS. For example, if we go to Kyvos right now, and we select the MorphOS, you will see that this is disabled, like the SCSI options here, because there are no devices right now for MorphOS to support it. So that's a few of the new features that are coming with the next version of Kyvos 2.2.0. There is extra work done about arrows and a lot more features and fixes here and there. And all this stuff, all the new stuff are described inside the new manual that is coming with this version when it is released. Right now, I'm doing all the last tests about these new features, and soon version 2.2.0 is going to be released. I hope you are going to have fun with all this new stuff. Thank you for watching my video and all the new features that are coming with Kyvos version 2. Um, you can find Kyvos on my Ko-Fi page, which is ko-fi.com/Volkero in the shop. And all these new features are going to be soon available for you to use. I hope you like them. I would like to thank all my supporters in Ko-Fi page, and especially my benefactor supporters who are Breed, Christopher White, Emek, Daniel Zedrika, and Thomas Coles. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.